While it's sad that our time at Yale is coming to an end, one of the most exciting things about graduating is the fact that we get to join the wide, immensely successful, and loving community of people who share our alma mater. Yaleys and Yale affiliates are working hard to create positive impacts on society from all around the world. But at the same time, no matter how far they go, they still remain a close-knit group, sharing supportive networks, much like the ones that we've been building during our time on campus. Yale alumni and guests have served important guiding roles to us all during our time on campus, and many of them wanted to offer their support for our class during these difficult times, especially in the context of Yale's first ever virtual graduation ceremony. While we're excited to become alumni ourselves and provide support and mentorship to future classes of Yaleys, we still have a couple last moments as undergraduates and a final chance to receive the support and celebratory congratulations from Yale alumni and affiliates while we're still students. So, without further ado, I am so honored and excited to introduce today's Class Day component, a toast to the class of 2020.
Hello. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you on this amazing occasion. 4 years ago, I helped welcome you to Yale at your freshman assembly with a talk titled On Being a Citizen at Yale. Now here we are, in tendentious and scary times, facing many different crossroads. In this moment, I implore you to remember that call to citizenship and to do everything you can to protect it. In 1954, Adlai Stevenson gave a talk titled The Educated Citizen. These words were read to me at my college commencement in 1989. I leave them with you on the occasion of yours. Your days are short here. This is the last of your springs. And now in the serenity and quiet of this lovely place, touch the depths of truth. Feel the hymn of heaven. You will go away with old, good friends, and don't forget when you leave why you came. Congratulations, Yale College Class of 2020.
To the great graduating class of 2020, it is really terrific to be with you, though I have to tell you, it was a little hard to break away from binge watching Tiger King. Let's get right to it. This is obviously not the way any of us imagined celebrating Class Day. I remember practicing pretty much the opposite of social distancing during graduation week. But there's a silver lining. Graduating online means you can play Fortnite while you're getting your degree. And just think, none of your parents can bug you about moving out of the house. More than that, though, you are Yale's first class to ever graduate virtually. Obviously, not the kind of history you wanted to make. My generation used to say, don't drink the Kool-Aid. I think your generation's motto may be, don't drink the Lysol. And back when I graduated, a TikTok video actually meant the picture of a clock. So in the end, when you consider all of that, some things actually haven't changed. When you open your envelope and read your diploma, you'll notice something. At most schools, a degree says that it admits you to all your rights and privileges. At Yale, we say your degree admits you to all your rights and responsibilities. That's fitting for this moment, which has forced us to stop and think about the responsibility of each of us to each other. COVID reminds us that life is fragile and that none of us are invincible. And that is something that I do hope you will hold on to when this virus is defeated. But also, I hope you'll hold on to the notion that you need to take risks to get big things done. So today, celebrate. You are Yale graduates. Grab a great vintage, not Clorox 2015, and take a sip. Class of 2020, congratulations, and have some fun while you're at it. I hope I'll see you on the trail.
Hi, this is Allison Williams from the class of 2010, raising a toast to the graduates of the class of 2020. In the only way I know how, in my childhood bedroom, locked down, trying not to touch my face, which is so hard, but feeling very grateful to be healthy and also to have access to so many of my commencement things because I'm in this bedroom, including a Morse mug from 2010 and a handkerchief that I'm hoping no one used, but honestly, I'm not 100% sure that that's the case. And the pièce de résistance, I found my gown. There it is. And the pins that I had on the day. So, yeah, I'm wearing these things, and you guys will too at some point. And I'm sending you so much love and all my best wishes. This time is beyond words, and I am so sorry you don't get to have a more standard commencement, the one you've been picturing on old campus, the way that you always imagined it would be. Someday, maybe that will be possible. But for now, this is the celebration. I hope you can take a moment to just feel really good about the work that you've done and all that you've accomplished, and to just feel really proud. You've gotten through one of the toughest institutions in the world, and you're entering a world that really needs you. So I know that's a lot of pressure. It's not exactly a fun time to be graduating from college, but I'm sending you all of my love, and I'm raising a very dusty old glass. Old now because it's been a decade, which in so many ways feels crazy, but that's just how time works, to you. So to the class of 2020, good luck to you all. Congratulations, and all my love.
To the magnificent class of 2020, I know that you've been through and are going through a very, very challenging time. One thing I hope that your education has given you is the understanding that human history is characterized by challenge, by difficulty, by struggle, by unknowing, by uncertainty, by darkness. But one of the things that knowledge does is help us find our way through that. And one of the things that art and culture give us is the light and the imagination and the possibility that lets us make our way through. You have been given that in abundance. I think that what you've also learned, and in some ways you've learned it in the physical absence of each other, but able to hold each other close from a distance, is that community is everything. Human beings and our bond to each other is everything. So the villages that you have made, I hope, give you a way to continue to think about making village as you move through this life. I wish I could be there with you now. I wish I could be there to cheer you. I wish I could be there to cheer my beloved son Solo. But so many people who love you are with you and will remain with you. If there are 3 words that I think might be good guides as you move through life, those 3 words are courage, justice, and love. They are guides that will not fail you if you filter your actions through those values. The poet Gwendolyn Brooks, I think, said it best. She gave us the words, "Conduct your blooming in the noise and whip of the whirlwind." Cheers to you, class of 2020. Congratulations.
Hello, seniors. Henry Blodgett here, class of 1988. Thanks very much for inviting me to do this. Congratulations to all of you. Incredible accomplishment. I'm sorry that you're finishing up under such bizarre circumstances. I remember this month very fondly from my year, but we will get through this. And hopefully when you all get out here into this world, you will help us figure out how to get through it so it never happens again. But best wishes to all of you. Congratulations and a toast to you.
Hey, it's Ned Fulmer from the Try Guys, formerly of BuzzFeed, and way before that, class of 2009, Pearson College! I wrote here there will be a live crowd wearing silly-looking hats, hold for thunderous applause, but now I realize you're watching this from your bedroom. Let me just switch gears here. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Click here to get the merch. When I graduated from Yale 11 years ago, being a digital media creator was not a job that even existed. So remember that. The stuff that you may do 10 years from now may not exist today. So get out there and up the status quo. Try new things. Don't be afraid to fail. Forge a new path. Because real life is real messy. Seriously, just ask my 2-year-old son. Also remember that even if it takes years, we will be able to leave our bedrooms at some point. Until then, 1 o'clock is never too early to start drinking. Until then, here's to the class of 2020.
Congrats, 2020. What a great accomplishment. I know this is a difficult time and people are struggling in various ways, and I've been thinking of you all so much. As you start to move into your lives when we're allowed to do that more freely again, I just wanted to share with you some thoughts that may have helped me when I was leaving college. If you can really picture the life that you want and not what you've been told to want, or not what your roommate wants or your parents want, but really contemplate what you want and why you want it. And then once you have that image, go after it. Life is going to give you a lot of no's, and you have to believe in your vision more than you believe those no's. Because sometimes it's even people we love that are telling us why we can't do something because they want to protect us from hurt feelings, or they don't necessarily share our vision. So persevere. And if this time is teaching us anything, it is certainly perseverance. Now, we're not going to win them all, right? So you'll have your wins and you'll have your losses, but I would say share with the people you love, because what's more important than our successes or our failures is each other. So congrats, 2020, sending you so much love. Here's to you.
Hello, class of 2020, and congratulations. First order of business, thanks to all my students who were in the American Foreign Policy course at Jackson. It was great, it was fun, and you all owe me crepes. Second order of business, your class provided me with one of the most important things that any alumnus in the last 50 years could possibly have. And that is, thank you for erasing the terrible stain of the 29-29 tie in the Yale-Harvard game. You were so great with that fantastic come-from-behind win in the dark. And it erased all the shame and the horror that we have felt. And I want to give a particular shout out to all the climate change protesters who made it possible to blindfold Harvard in the last 16 seconds. I should tell you that your graduation is not the only one that has been a bit of a disaster. We had 3 graduations that were nearly canceled. And my own graduation in 1971 was a particularly amusing one. It was in the middle of a strike. The place was shut down, but we did manage to operate with probably from scabs breaking the strike. And it was a very unusual operation because my father, who was a very conservative guy who was in the class of 42 and 43, having been flunked chemistry twice and been finally thrown out and ended up in the war, came up, and he was very conservative, and so were all the parents. Somehow, somebody from the Students for the Democratic Society became the guest speaker at the graduation. This was a guy who'd stayed behind a year, so none of us really knew him. And he got up and made a speech, and we were all, reasonably fine with it. I mean, all the students, but the parents were incredibly upset, and they booed. So the class speaker was booed, whereupon he gave the finger to all the audience and stomped off the stage. Well, there are some graduations that are better than that, and this may be one of them. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank all the parents. Hopefully none of them are watching this. And thank all of you. It's a great class. It's been a great 4 years, even though it ended in a really strange way. Do go to your reunions. Do go to the postponed graduation that you're eventually going to have. And if you invite me, I'll definitely come.
Hey, Yale Class of 2020. My name is Kevin Alushala, and I'm the beatboxer of the vocal group Pentatonics, and also Yale Class of 2011, Morse College. Yeah. I just wanted to wish you guys the sincerest congratulations and job well done. Albeit the circumstances are different, congratulations, you guys. I hope you guys are cherishing the time to be with your families and hang out virtually with some of your Yale classmates, because those are some of the connections that you will continue to keep throughout your life. One of the things that I feel like I've learned after college was that this is a time where you now get to live life on your own terms. You don't have a class waiting for you. You get to design your life. And you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna learn, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna achieve. But all of it, I think, is to help you discover your authentic self. And so if I could say anything to you guys, enjoy the journey. It's a fun one. It's a bumpy ride, but one that I think will teach you so much about who you are and the kind of legacy that you wanna bring out into the world. And so I'm excited for you guys. Congratulations, and I can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. Bye.
Hi, my name is Gene Yang. I'm a cartoonist. I've also had the privilege of going on Yale's campus to speak. That's where I got that fancy poster right there. Today I'm dressed up, not just to cover for the fact that I haven't had a real haircut in 6 weeks, but also to congratulate the class of 2020. You all are graduating into a strange and uncertain world. And I have to tell you, I don't really envy you, but at the same time, I met a whole bunch of you last time I was on your campus. And knowing that you all are gonna be out there actually gives me hope. If anybody can make something good out of our current situation, it's you all. So class of 2020, I salute you, I congratulate you, and I also look forward to how you are gonna be making our future brighter.
Hey there, you guys. I'm Bellamy Young. I was class of 91 in what is now Grace Hopper College. The Yale Herald called the #1 college on campus this year, but whatever. I'm not here to divide, but to unite. You guys have been through something no one else has ever been through. So you know things that no one else knows. And I can't wait to see what you're going to do with that magic. But no pressure. Follow your heart. Your heart is always your best mentor. And here's to all that lies ahead of you. Congratulations, class of 2020. I'm sending you so much love.
Hello to the class of 2020 and best wishes. This is Steve Bloom, class of 1974 and currently resident fellow in Brantford, parent of 2 Yaleys. My heart goes out to all of you. I miss you all. I wish your class the very best of luck. And I hope that you'll keep in touch with me and with all of my fellow alums. We care deeply about you.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I know it's a bummer not to have a big ceremony on Old Campus, but other than the polyester robes, I really don't remember anything about my graduation from Yale. I couldn't tell you who spoke or what they said. At least this video is, something you'll have forever, maybe. I want to warn you, for the rest of your life, no matter where you go, the Yale Development Office is going to hunt you down and they're going to find you. They like to keep this secret, but I feel I should warn you. Up until now, Yale has viewed you as a student, but tomorrow, you are a fundraising mark. Had the Yale Development Office been in charge of finding Osama bin Laden, they would have triangulated his position long before he ever got out of Tora Bora. The poet Mary Oliver wrote, "Tell me what it is you plan to do with your one wild and precious life." It's not a question that I think you need to answer today or a question you need to answer tomorrow, but it is a good question to ask yourself from time to time. What is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I don't think Oliver is asking that annoying question that adults often ask kids, which is, what are you going to do with your life? That's really a question about what kind of job do you want or what kind of career are you going to get? No, I think Mary Oliver is asking you to think about how you want to live your life and reminding you that it is wild and unpredictable, precious, and already well underway. One of my favorite films is David Lean's classic Lawrence of Arabia. Now, the real T, Lawrence, he was a pretty odd guy, but in the movie, Lawrence is played by kind of the dashing Peter O'Toole. And after being told repeatedly what he can't achieve because so much is stacked against him, Lawrence says, "Nothing is written." I've always believed that for myself, even when it wasn't true, and I certainly believe it for you. Look, you've already defied the odds. You've already worked hard and accomplished a lot, but now on this day, at this moment in your lives, nothing is written. You now get to determine how you plan to live your one wild and precious life. How exciting is that? Congratulations, class of 2020. Enjoy the ride and good luck.
Hi guys, this is Jordana Brewster, graduating class of 03. I am so sorry that you guys don't get to do what every other graduating class in history has done, which is receive their diploma in person after all of that hard work and walk with your class and celebrate. Here's what I suggest. I suggest that when everything is calmed down, in a couple of months or a year or so, I suggest we all meet up at Toad's and have a drink celebrating you guys, because you guys worked your butts off and you have achieved the nearly impossible. And congratulations. And it's a date, guys. Let's meet up and let's have a beer at Toad's. And always just know that Yale, joking aside, is going to be in your hearts, and it goes with you always. And remember that. Congratulations.
Hi there, Yale Class of 2020. My name is Sean Levy, and I graduated Yale back in 1989 in a very different time and into a very, very different world than you guys are now entering. I was grateful when Yale asked me to share a few thoughts upon the occasion of your commencement, not only because it gave me an excuse to put on a shirt with a collar for the first time in, I think, 6 weeks, but also take a shower, and also to share with you a few thoughts that occur to me, because the truth is you're not getting the graduation that you've been waiting for and deserve. And I feel for you. And I just wanted to underscore a few things that you are getting. The first of which is the friendships and the bonds that you forged at Yale. I just want you to know that they're real and they're durable. And the best part about them is that they endure whether or not you're good at relationship upkeep or really sucky at it, like I've been for 30 years, but I can't shake my Yale friends because they stick and they matter and they're of immense value, trust me, as you will navigate the mixed bag that is grown-up, adult, real life. Secondly, know that all of the knowledge and education and inspiration and self-discovery that you've acquired during your years in New Haven, those are treasures. And you will treasure them increasingly as you realize that most people are way more dumb and boring than you think during your beautiful New Haven bubble years. But kidding aside, what I really want to underscore is this. The thing or the things that you are yearning for, that you are dreaming of doing with this next chapter of your life, they can happen. I want you to know that they can happen. And I realize that sounds like dime a dozen, rah-rah, kind of embarrassingly optimistic forecasting. But I really want you to take that in, because there's going to be enough people who will tell you they don't happen. They can't happen. There will be circumstances and stumbles that will tell you, skip it. Don't bother. It's too unlikely. And I get that, okay? When I was a senior directing at the TD Dramat, which is to say the TD dining hall turned into a temporary theater, directing Paul Giamatti in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, I was far from confident. Paul and I were both far from confident that we would become an actor and a director and the things that we've ended up doing with our lives. We just knew that we wanted them. We wanted them really badly. And so whatever that thing is for you, that thing that you want that badly, know that it can happen if you lean into that want. And if you fuel it with all of the work ethic that you've gleaned and developed at Yale, and all of the wisdom and all of the you-ness that got you into Yale and that evolved further at Yale, that it can make stuff happen. And it can make all those things that you aspire to come true. So with that, I wish you Godspeed. And congratulations, class of 2020.
Hi there, I am Lauren Yee, a playwright and TV writer, but 13 years ago I was graduating class of 2007 Ezra Stiles, and I want to raise a toast to you, the class of 2020, and I also just want to say thank you in advance for everything that you are going to accomplish. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I know how much you will all bring to the world, and I thank you very much for that in advance.
Hi, this is Charlie Pellet. If you live in New York City, you know me as the guy who says, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Well, I'm here to officially congratulate the Yale Class of 2020. You made it. What a ride it has been. What a weird commencement, what a weird graduation this is, but congratulations. And may this be the only time that the class of 2020 hears anything about closed doors. Because just remember, the only doors that don't open are the ones you never knock on. Again, congratulations, and here's to the class of 2020.
Congratulations, graduates of the class of 2020. I'm Justin Noble, an alum from 2007 who's now an unimportant television writer behind such shows as Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Never Have I Ever, and an untitled new upcoming HBO Max show I'm creating about a college much like Yale. And I'm bringing you this message from my Peloton bike because I have an extremely unhealthy relationship with food, which requires me to work out for 14 to 18 hours every single day. What I wanted to share is that I promise 10 years from now, when you look back at this time, you will not be thinking about the global pandemic that kept you from having a commencement on old campus. No! Instead, all you'll think about are the wonderful and unforgettable aspects of your Yale College experience. The friendships that you made, the interesting classes that you took, the chicken lo mein from Ivy Walk, the papers you wrote that changed people's minds, the chocolate chip ricotta cake from Claire's Cornucopia, the housing draws that you won, the Moose Tracks milkshakes from Yorkside Pizza, the groups you auditioned for and sometimes got into, the mashed potato pizza from Bar Pizza, the concept of learning in general, the samosa sampler from that Indian restaurant somewhere behind the bookstore, something fascinating you learned about Japan, that bag of Chex Mix you bought at Durfee's and finished off before you got home. Those are the things that no pandemic can take away from you. So go out there and tackle the world. There'll be challenges, but you can eat them, beat them. You're great.
Hi, you guys. This is David Hyde Pierce. I was a graduate of the class of 1981. None of you were born then, but it's okay. I was, which is all that matters. So listen, the deal is, I know that you aren't having your normal graduation because of the whole virus thing, and that's sad. And they've asked us to say something to you on this video as if that will make you happier. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but I do want to tell you this. May 3rd, we were supposed to get these videos done, and then we didn't. And so they've extended the time that we could submit these to you for your graduation till May 10th. It's now like almost 11 o'clock on Sunday, May 10th, and I am just getting to do this, and I am having, I swear to God, flashbacks of all-nighters at Yale when I was a senior. It's not good. It's not good. It's what I'm calling it PTSD, which is post-traumatic Silliman disorder. But it's worth it. It's worth it to go through this for you. I'm sorry that you're not getting the graduation that you hoped, but you are graduating and you got the education that people dream of, and that's the most important thing. And I know that there's a very good chance that things can only go up from here because the world is so terrible right now. But I also just want you to know how envious I am of you to be so close to this amazing experience that you've just had. I think back on my time at Yale a lot. It continues to nourish me and has led me to all kinds of wonderful adventures. I'm an actor, and I ended up going into acting. And that worked out okay for me. But mainly I'm a happy and fulfilled person because of all that I got from Yale. And I hope that all of you, in whatever you end up doing, will be happy and fulfilled. And listen, the last thing I want to say is you're not missing anything. Graduation is like parties and drinking. And you can have parties and drink at home alone. I do it all the time. And also graduation was a sad time because you were saying goodbye to your friends who you weren't going to see again for a long time and you've been so close to with 4 years. And now you're sad because you aren't able to have your graduation. So really, you would have ended up sad either way, and either way you're graduating. So just take that with you. For John, Lux et Veritas, and oh my God, I'm so glad I got this in under the wire. Love you guys. Bye.
Congratulations, class of 2020. not only congratulations are in order for you, but also for all those who enabled this moment. And you know what I'm talking about. The people who provided financial support, psychological support, emotional support, food support. All of you deserve congratulations today. That's the first point of business. Second, why was I invited to share some thoughts with you? I'll tell you. I too am a graduate of Yale. A couple of years ago, I got conferred upon me during graduation ceremonies the honorary doctorate. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's just honorary. We busted our ass for 4 years, and you just walk on stage, get a degree, and walk off. Well, I know where you're coming from, and I used to think that too. Until one day I was in the office of the head of NASA, and we're just chewing the fat about space. And he learns that I have an honorary degree coming up to be conferred upon me that spring. And he said, you know, people poo-poo honorary degrees, but they shouldn't. And I said, why? He said, because when you got your original PhD, you know what that really was? That was a promise that you made with the institution that you will continue on and do great things. And the honorary degree is the reward for having actually accomplished that. And I said, oh, well, that got me thinking about today. Here you all are with Yale graduated, imprinted. There you go. You walk down the street, people part as you come down because you are a freshly minted graduate of Yale University. And yeah, it's got a lot of weight. Yeah, but why does it have a lot of weight? It has a lot of weight because of the great things others have accomplished that you haven't yet. So in fact, your degree is the promise that you will go off and accomplish something great. Invent something, discover something, create something. And I can tell you this, the longer you go through life as a graduate of Yale, leading with that fact in conversation, all you're doing is conveying to others that you have nothing else to show for your time since you've graduated Yale. Had you created something, invented something, discovered something, that becomes a more fundamental part of your identity than any place you ever went to school. And you know what happens at that point? The school takes notice. And then the school brags that you are a graduate of their institution. That should be your goal. Get Yale to come running after you and brag that you went to Yale. Not you going through life telling others that you went to, let the school do all the bragging. But you got to earn that. That's my lesson from the universe, a cosmic perspective of sorts. I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, your personal astrophysicist. As always, keep looking up.